Welcome to Divine Duality Tarot. My name is TJ. Today's video is for you Aries. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. What I'm going to do for you today is just a pretty quick relationship reading to kind of get the energies going into the week of January 2nd of 2023. Brand new year, the first week of it. Hopefully we got some good energies leading it out. But what I'm going to do is lay out your energy going into it, Aries, and then I'm going to lay out their energy, whoever this romantic interest is. And if any of these messages don't quite resonate clearly, if they're vague and just don't really make too much sense, I do have a second deck right there for clarification purposes. Alrighty. Got some interesting energies coming into this one. So Aries, since this video is for you, I'm going to start off with you, give you an idea where your grounded energy is coming from. Starting it out, Five of Swords. Starting it out with an argument. Now, keep that in mind. Five of Swords is an argument. That's how I always interpreted it. That's going to come into play when it comes to the Chariot. So the Chariot is having the same energy, the same goal. It is the planning to establish either a new relationship or a new phase of an existing one. The Chariot is progress. It is moving forward. And one thing about the Chariot is there are two viewpoints leading to the same goal. However, the Chariot right now, the relationship is going forward. But when you have two forces pulling and there's something like an argument, it can really change the dynamic of that relationship where you're now pulling apart. You're still going forward, but the idealism, the values, all the things that you share are starting to come apart. You're seeing things differently instead of together as a relationship. Now, the Chariot's still going forward. This is kind of one of those fork in the road things. The longer it starts spreading apart, eventually you're going to break it and the Chariot's going to stop. And you have one person going that way and one person going that way, never to be seen together again. But this is a good chance that if you see those cracks in the road forming, this is a good opportunity to really get it in your head that if I want things to work, I need to start finding ways to make it work. That leads to the Seven of Cups, which is dreaming and clarity. So there's an argument that is either going to happen at the beginning of the week or has already happened and it's emotionally hitting you now. It could happen later in the week, but with this being the energy leading into it, I'm venturing that the argument has already happened by the time January 2nd hits. And it's got you dreaming. It's got you thinking. It's got you imagining things without the argument. And that seems like a pretty obvious thing. A lot of people, they don't want the argument. And this is probably going to be one of those moments where you're going to be second guessing yourself. Are you wrong? Are you right? And that's where the Chariot comes into play because you're still pulling in the same direction together. It's going to be a foggy week. It's probably going to be really difficult to figure out your place in this relationship after that argument has occurred. It's going to be confusion. It's going to be, you still have the same goals, but this may be one of those moments where you are now seeing a whole different side of this person. And probably something that you weren't quite sure of before, and that's where that dreaming came in. It can also be, clarity. You are realizing who this person actually is, or a new trait that they have developed if this is somebody that you've known for a long time, a new weird behavior. So let's go over to our significant other. So Aries, what we got leading it off, what we got leading it off is the Six of Pentacles, which is generosity. They're going into it with a generous mindset, especially when it comes to physical things. Usually Pentacles, from what I have seen, is normally more tangible objects. It's object driven things. A lot of times people will definitely make the connection with money. So keep that in mind. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the completion of a cycle, a new phase in a relationship. So what we're kind of getting here is they realize it too. They have seen the situation. They were active in the argument. It weighed on them. It wasn't one of those situations where, they were just arguing to argue. However, there's a little bit of they're also showing strength. Now, that tells me that they're confident in how they acted in that argument. They believe that they're right. They see that an argument occurred. They're probably in the mindset that, oh yeah, I put them in their place. And they're confident about it. They have powerful, conceited is really what I'm trying to think of the word where, I'm not saying that they're right, but in their energy, they know they're right. I'm not saying that they're right, but in their energy, they are so confident in how they acted, in their input, their part of this argument, that they, without a doubt, know that they're right. And they're seeing that you're still in a funk. You're still in a strange place. Be prepared for gifts. And by gifts, I could mean, let's go out to dinner, let's go to a movie to distract you from what you are going through. You have a moment of clarity. Use it. Use that clarity. Use that dreaming of what things was and now knowing what things are. Don't let somebody knowing that they're right try to utilize every trick that they can to get you under control, to get you thinking that, yeah, I'm not right, but luckily they still love me, luckily they still care for me, or, whatever excuses you may start making in your head. You need to really reflect on this argument and understand why you are having this energy, this chariot, this powerful energy that is pulling apart. You have a different mindset, a different view on the goals of this relationship. Don't lose sight of that. Understand what you are seeing. Focus on it. Learn it. And then you don't have to be a butthole to this person, but use this knowledge to understand what they are capable of. And this may be one of those moments that argument isn't worth pursuing. But if it's an argument powerful enough to make you second guess things, it's not something you should sit on, because it is going to build in your head and it's going to make it worse than it is, because us humans are really good about cycling scenarios. You run over something with your car and it's a bump in the road. And at first it's like, oh, I hit a bump, and then, man, maybe there's something wrong with the engine, and next thing you know, all these different terrible scenarios are going on, when in all reality, you just ran over a rock in the road. So keep that in mind, Aries. Don't lose focus of who you are in this relationship. So with that, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gives you a little bit of insight to what's going to happen for Aries during that week, and I will see you next week.